Welcome back to another episode of the Eclipse podcast. Today we got some special guests in the house. We're switching up the pace. We're talking about a little bit more business side of things today, about marketing. We had to bring the right guys in. Today we got Yusuf in the building. He runs Keep Up Media and does what we call full stack marketing, basically an entire growth department in one person. He's gone deep in one specific niche, eye surgeons, and he's the fractional CMO for a startup clinic out in Dallas. Here's the crazy part though. He took them from zero marketing experience to around $200,000 a month. And $100,000 of that came off of just $6,000 of monthly ad spend. $6,000 in, $100,000 out. On top of that, he's got 6 years behind the camera as a videographer. So he doesn't just buy ads, he makes the content, runs the ads, and qualifies the leads himself. Today, he's breaking down the paid side, how to pick a niche, run ads that actually convert, and make content that sells. And real quick, shout out to my guy Bilal behind the camera for the connect. Yusuf moves in the same space, so when Bilal put me onto him, getting him in was an absolute no-brainer. And that's not the only person we have in today. We also got my brother Ahmed. He runs the YouTube side of everything. Ahmed owns a YouTube agency, and he's all in on long content. His whole philosophy, take the organic and paid traffic that everyone's chasing and funnel it into YouTube. Because long format is where you actually show your case studies, build real trust, and turn a viewer into a book call. And he backs it. His offer is getting agencies, consultants, and coaches an extra 2 to 6 clients a month, guaranteed, or he refunds them in full. Funny part is that this guy was actually flipping stuff on Facebook and editing videos out of Winnipeg while working a 20-hour week at Boston Pizza and built it into a real-life business. And that had him traveling the world for the past 8 months. He rolls with Yusuf, but he's also got his own business, which is the beautiful part, which is why we got different personalities on today to give you guys different perspectives. And today, you guys know him. I give him a shout out on every single episode, but today we got him in the seat. It's my man, Bilal BT. Usually he's behind the camera, but today we're going to pick his brain a little bit, understand his side and his business and what he really brings to this podcast and his business as well. So thank you for coming on. And if you didn't already know, I'm Ahmed Elsaleet, owner of Eclipse Lounge and host of the Eclipse podcast. Today's episode is going to be a little different. No nightlife stories, no truth or shot. Today is straight game. We're getting into how you actually build a business, get clients, and grow a brand online. And the principles nobody teaches you. And I'm here coming at it with a business owner myself, so I'm asking the questions that you guys would want to be asking these guys. So let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
Boom.
Let's go.
All right, Ahmed, I'm going to start with you, man. Boston Pizza, 20 hours a week. Hating, what you were doing at school. Like, from going from flipping stuff to your business, like, what was the actual move that, got you out of that space, bro?
All right, so basically during COVID, I spent 2 years doing nothing because everything was locked down in Winnipeg, and I was watching a lot of Andrew Tate. And then from there, he talked about making money online and whatever. And honestly, all that stuff I just ignored. And then came my first year university, and I absolutely hated it. I was grinding my ass off. I was working 20 hours a week. I was studying full time. I was going to the gym. I was working at Boston Pizza. I was flipping stuff, a lot of stuff at once. And I just hated uni so much, and I knew it's not the future. And then as I kept searching more into it, I knew that getting into the agency space, I believe I watched a lot of Ayman Gaji too. That's when I knew I gotta get into the content space, into Instagram and whatnot. And then from there, I started posting on Instagram. One of my first videos got 1 million views, and then I got another one getting 200k views. And then within 3 weeks, I got my first editing client for I think $1,000 a month. And then from there, within 9 months, I hit my first, I believe it was 10k Canadian dollars. Wow!
Within 9 months from scratch, and then eventually, I quit. I dropped out of uni. I went the first 10k a month. I booked a one-way ticket, and it was round trip to Amsterdam, and then I just toured Europe. I toured Egypt, and then I just came back now from an 8-month trip from Asia. Nice.
And I guess that's kind of my origin story.
Nice. Yeah, so I want to break that down. There was a lot, but we really want to get the viewers to understand what that initial content was. What was your move? What was that? What that gave you that reassurance to be this is working. I want to continue making videos. What was that first video that blew up for you?
Oh, what was the first video? I believe that one video that got 1 million views, it was literally another podcast that I caught up. It was a video about Islam or something like that.
Oh, wow.
It was a video specifically about Islam, but I really don't remember the contents of it. But it got 1 million views, and then I started cutting up podcast clips literally purely for fun, because getting all those views and all that notifications, it was literally addictive. Yeah, and then eventually I was like, okay, I gotta find a way to make money off of this. The views means nothing. And then I started learning about video editing and selling that as a service, and then that's how I got my first video editing client. by posting videos about video editing. And then eventually I joined the coaching program. It was about like building an agency, and that's kind of how I transitioned into an agency.
Nice.
Were you up all night looking all through all those comments and replying to them when it was blowing up and your phone was blowing up?
Not really. I never let it get into my head.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much people have to say in this content space that if you take things personal and you don't know how to like take that constructive criticism when you're putting yourself out there, I think that's what turns a lot of people away from that content space. You know, being too bought into the likes or the comments or the lack of, I feel like really takes away from the creative side of creation. Sure. And what I remember, you mentioned that you hit a $10,000 month, right? Yeah. And then you also mentioned that, you know, you traveled around Europe and Egypt for 4 months. Like, my follow-up question is that, was it worth it? And if it was, like, what did that teach you about money?
I would say it's absolutely worth it. However, I'm a retard for doing all of that. Had I just kept grinding instead of traveling, I would be a lot more richer right now. But I still don't regret it.
Yeah,
I believe because I learned so many lessons traveling around and seeing, you know, especially my own country, Egypt. I spent there 2 months. Honestly, Egypt is a shit country, but I was very glad to see it. Yeah. And it's like I think it was very worth it. And now that I've gotten to travel so much, I realized like what my priorities are. And right now, foremost, it's like God, and then it's like growing my business ASAP.
Nice. And you know, like I love traveling. I feel like there's so much tangible skills that you can learn from traveling aside from money and business. And someone who owns a business, it's so hard to like step away sometimes and like even give yourself that time to vacation and take a break. But I know I've learned a lot of things from traveling that aren't in that line of monetary finances and business. Like, that's my question. What are some things, life skills, that you learned when you traveled the world? What did you learn about life, maybe that maybe the business side of things that it wasn't teaching you?
Well, first of all, it was God, like being a better Muslim, because I wasn't, the first couple of months I wasn't praying at all. And then eventually, from the things I've seen, like I've seen literally everyone. I've seen some good Muslims. I've seen some people who drink a lot. I've seen some people who are very successful and then they do a lot of haram stuff on the side, like, you know, drinking, women, that kind of stuff. And then I decided that like all these paths, and I tried a bit of everything, to be honest. I decided like being a good Muslim, trying your best at life is like the only good path that I need to take. And it ended up with me booking a one-way ticket straight to Winnipeg. Like it was literally 12 hours. Literally at 12 p.m. I booked a ticket at 12 a.m. It was the ticket's supposed to be $800. I booked it for like $1,600. It was literally that quick that I came to that conclusion. And Yusuf always tells me I'm like very impulsive. I'm like very energetic. I literally do things like I'm like that, you know.
I'm the same. I'm the same, bro. Trust me. And a lot of the time, some of the best decisions you make are those last minute ones where, you know what I mean. You just trust your gut. And like I went to Brazil on a gut feeling, which is probably like the best trip I've ever had in my life. So I think that gut feeling is important. I call it that sixth sense. You know, you got to trust it from time to time. And a lot of the good decisions I made in my business was from trusting that gut feeling. Absolutely,
because usually I hate Winnipeg. I find it boring, but I feel like coming back to Winnipeg was the best decision I did in the past like year. Because I was fully planning on just moving out, never coming back. But now I'm very glad to be here in Mississauga in Canada. And I realized the beauty of this country that I took for granted.
Trust me, man. I love it. I mean, Canada just won 6-0 last night.
So
it's a great time to be a Canadian. Shout out to Jonathan, David, and Kyle Laren. Brampton
a hat trick from Brampton.
A hat trick from Brampton, man.
It was against Qatar, right?
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Qatar, so I was kind of upset about it.
Yeah, how are you feeling right now? You okay, bro?
But you're a Qatari Canadian, though. So
it's two countries I love.
You can't really lose in that situation, I guess, right?
It's two countries I love, so it's hard to decide.
You got to stay neutral in that situation.
Exactly.
That's a good little intro. I want to get over to Yusuf, man. So 6 years as a videographer before the marketing took off, bro. How does guy with a camera become the guy running a clinic's entire marketing? Like, break that down for us, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I've always held a camera. I've loved art since I was a kid, and then I think that's kind of what led to the camera stuff. But you know, life hit. I was going to college, Conestoga College. Shout out Conestoga College. Actually, don't shout him out.
You want to censor that in right now?
Fuck that place.
In case someone from Conestoga is watching this, we do accept you.
Yeah.
Accept you.
Man, I was going out there. I was driving like 30 minutes every morning to the Dune campus. And I was like, holy shit. Like, I just bought this camera. It was the ZV-E10. Nice. I put money into that, and it was like kind of an impulse thing. And I was like, okay, let me try and like actually pay this off. And I went to some of my friends. Shout out Ryan at Noble Canine. He was my first client. They run a dog training business, so they train dogs, police canines, etc. This is basically an ad for him. But yeah, we sat down at a coffee shop. He's like, well, what can you do? And then I remember, bro, I prepared a slideshow. I bought the coffee, like everything. I was like, okay, we're gonna sign this guy. Sit down, and then Ryan's chill like me as well too. And I told him, I was like, yo, bro, okay, we can do this many reels for this much. Da da da. Basically, I was just selling the videography plus the editing, but I had no guarantees. I had no clue what was gonna happen. And bro, we charge a crazy price. It was like $700 or something for like 30 reels a month, and they're all like edited, filmed, like all the footage is stored by us. We filmed all of that, and then dude, we had a bunch of videos go viral. We pretty much like 10x'd his follower count, and he's known as like the top dog training place in KW in the GTA right now anyways. And a lot of that actually came through organic content, because once the brand's there, it's very heavy. So he was able to prove a return with that, make revenue, and clicks and likes are good as well. And I was like, okay, well, how do we take this like worldwide? Because at that time, Iman Ghazi was blowing up, and he always says like you need three things. It's like time, location, financial freedom. And I was really big on like the location freedom, because like you see all these like guys traveling and making money. I was like, I want to try that out. So I basically removed the videography portion, and I started posting content online. I built my personal brand to where it is today with like very high level people. And we started editing completely remote. So I started contractor arbitrage. So hiring people from third world countries to edit for our first world country clients, and basically just upcharge them. And then we manage all the editing, all the storage, whatever. And I did that for, I don't know, maybe 2 years. We still do it. Like last month we edited like over 60 short form videos for different clients and stuff. But that was like how I hit my first 10K a month. It was just straight through editing. It was actually like 15.6 Canadian. And that was super fun. And then I realized that like organic is great. But it's a little bit tricky when it comes to proving a return, like revenue for clients. So it's like, what if I start learning about CRMs and like running ads and stuff? And then as you can see, like that's kind of how it started progressing. Initially, we were just working in Toronto. Like a lot of people who are in Toronto, they've probably seen my ads. Like we were like, hey, if you're a Toronto local service-based business, we'll show up, we'll film all your content, we'll run all your ads, we'll qualify your leads. And that was great, but we were working with so many different industries that I couldn't build a team where we could basically make the solution turnkey. And so I was like, okay, well, let's try medical. I go into medical, I sign an eye surgeon, I sign a plastic surgeon, health and wellness person, like so many different physicians. And I realized that the one that interested me the most and that had the highest average order value, meaning we could prove the highest return for, was eye surgery. Now, is eye surgery great? No, it has a lot of caveats. Like physicians are extremely busy. If it's a private practice, like, you're spot on, but most of it is private equity right now. There's big chains like LASIK MD, if you've heard of them in Canada.
I got my...
like they're trying, private equity's getting into that, and they're trying to basically make like the Costco of eye surgery. So it's kind of shaky, but we have one of the best results in the industry through a physician with zero cold marketing experience. To what you were saying, it was about like 6,400 in advertising spend to 109K USD in just straight top line revenue, and that's what we were able to track. We also got them like over 300,000 impressions that month on their brand. So I'm sure there were people in there that came in outside of our funnel that was also even more revenue. But all in all, I say this all to say, like, my journey is nothing special. It's a normal progression. You just got to keep like swinging your sword. Eventually, you're gonna find it out. You're gonna find out what you want to actually do. And like, I might be in a different niche in a few years. Like, you never know, right? Yeah, so exactly. I'm married to the game of marketing and just going into businesses and making them a return, just making people more money, because there's an unlimited supply of businesses who need to make more money, and that's never going anywhere. Even with AI, if you just adapt AI into your service, bro, you're set. You just got to know the core fundamentals.
No, 100%. And I love that, you're somebody that continuously tries to put yourself out there, especially like 6 years of being a videographer before you actually got rid of that and moved into your thing of actually CRM and more on the marketing side of things. Now I want to ask you, like, something like that requires a lot of character, man. Like, I want to really dive into where that came from for you, and take me back, bro. Like, what were you doing before this? Like, what was that moment for you where like, I'm done, I want to change things around. Like,
this is a good one, bro. Again, okay, we're going back to Conestoga. God damn that place. Holy shit.
I love that we have very similar roots. It's like university, and then we saw Ahmed Gaji, wanted location freedom to travel.
It's all agency
the same roots.
It was funny because if you guys asked me that question, what was your moment? I'm saying the same thing. I'm like, man, I was at school, and it's like that place will make it or break it, But I'm gonna let you finish. Go on.
So I was in college class. We had, I think it was midterms. I don't know. We had like 3 like tests. Okay, I don't know what they were. I don't remember because my brain was like so cooked from all the work at school, driving, family issues. I was like, oh my god. I go to school. I realized that, oh shit, I'm about to fail all 3 of these tests, and like I'm about to be held back. Like I can't even pass the midterm. We haven't even got to exam season.
Oh my.
I was like, holy shit. And while I was contemplating like leaving, and just like basically freaking out, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna fail this. 3 people behind me, who like, you know, I mean, sure, we'll call them friends, but not really. It's just like people I knew in college.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, so Yusuf, have you ever done like shrooms? Have you ever like smoked weed?
Oh wow.
And like, have you ever done like these kind of drugs? And I was like, no, to all of that. And they were basically kind of like laughing. He's like, oh yeah, this guy, like he doesn't do anything, like, you
That's
know what I
that
mean?
peer pressure.
And they were like, bro, they were like, oh, we have a party, like, you know, after school tomorrow. Like we really think you should come out. We're inviting a bunch of other people. We want to bring a bunch of people out. And I was like, holy shit, I'm in this classroom. There's 3 people behind me asking if I do drugs, inviting me to a party. And, you know, your parents, like immigrant parents, they're always going to like hype up school to this like pristine, beautiful experience. But it's like, I got 3 stoners behind me trying to get me to a party. And I was like, yeah, this can't be it, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I can't be in this room. This is not what I'm for. I have so much greatness in me that I need to like bring out to the world. And that was it. I swear to God, bro. I swear to God, wallahi, that was it, bro. That moment, I was like, I'm done. I literally didn't even submit an application for dropping out. I literally just ghosted the school until I received emails on like, hey, you haven't been in class. What the hell's going on? And I texted the teachers and I was like, oh yeah, like I can't be bothered with that. Like I'm done. I'm done.
That's a boss,
I didn't even tell my parents.
That's a boss way to go out, man.
I
I'm
swear
not
to
sure.
God, bro. I was like, hell no, bro.
Do you even remember what program it was?
Pre-health sciences.
Oh,
Oh,
pre-health.
you were going into.
I was gonna.
crazy
Yeah,
battle,
it was
bro.
different. I was gonna be a firefighter or a paramedic. That was
Oh.
like my goal.
Nice.
And now where you're at, that's completely different.
Yeah, it is completely different.
Were you
Industry.
regret dropping out of school?
Yeah, no.
I bet you don't. I bet you
no.
don't.
I
I mean,
I bet you don't.
I was not a man that came with me. I just booked a ticket to Vietnam and just like escaped, bro. I didn't tell my friends until the day before.
Oh
Yeah.
my
And they went
goodness.
crazy on me.
What's
That's
crazy
crazy.
is I didn't even tell my parents that I was, because I took a break, so I'm actually still in school right now. I'm doing my last semester that's coming up. But same thing for me, man. Like I was in it for I was playing varsity basketball for TMU for 2.5 years, 3 years. Prior to that, like my whole life was basketball.
Yeah.
So coming into university, like that was my life raft for school, for everything. Basketball helped me travel around the world, you know, meet so many people. And at that point, like when you're chasing something, like you're so tunnel vision about it
Yeah.
that it's so hard to like look at the other aspects of life. And for me, like I'm so grateful. You know, I always thank God that like the beauty of me getting injured and breaking my leg, it allowed me to see world from a wider scope and really understand that, like, you know, who am I when the ball's not bouncing? And that question of like identity is something that a lot of athletes, especially at the college level, deal with.
Yep.
And coming out of it, that was my like moment, man, where I was like, legs broken, not playing anymore. Who am I? You know what I mean? And like what things I did after that to define who I was were the things that actually helped me set up my business, you know, fix my relationship with my family, you know what I mean? And obviously fix my relationship with God. And a lot of the time, man, it's those low points, I think, that really give us that clarity of where we want to go in life. You know what I mean? Which is why I tell everyone, life is sinusoidal, man. There's highs, there's lows, right? It's seasons. And now the season that I'm in right now, 2 years ago, if I was to tell myself that I would be doing this, owning this place, sitting here with you guys, having this conversation, I wouldn't even believe it. You know, so that's the beauty of life, man. And I know we're talking about $10,000 here, but we're gonna get there. I want to talk about that first dollar, Yusuf. Like, well, where did you make that? What did you sell? What was that product?
First dollar, shit, man. I think it was at like my we have a big Turkish community here. I think I did like a little video for them, and I didn't even name a price. I was just like, yeah, I'll do this, like whatever you're comfortable paying. Because at that point, it was still like I was doing it for fun. And then that's what led to that first conversation with Ryan, the dog trainer, from there I was like, okay, well, how can we package this up? And as well, over that course, that journey that I highlighted, like I invested maybe 38K Canadian dollars over the last like 2.5 years in just mentorship and coaching alone. So I was never kind of blocked off. I was like, okay, I'm either going to go pay school a bunch of money, which I still have like OSAP and all that shit that is on a monthly payment. I just haven't touched it. But I was like, okay, I'm either going to pay the school like, I don't know, maybe 20 grand, 30 grand over the course of like 3-4 years. It might actually be more. I have no clue. Or I was going to go pay for mentors who have done what I want to do. And they're just going to show me the blueprint, the game. And then just have a good mindset. Understand that it's always your fault. So if you're not winning, You just got to keep innovating and growing.
I just had a quick question, like just based on that. I know you mentioned coaching and mentorship, and you also, Ahmed, you also mentioned that you've been in these coaching programs. So I just wanted to ask, like, do you think that coaching is an important thing for somebody who's up and coming in some kind of niche, and to learn from somebody who's actually a master in the game rather than going on and learning yourself on YouTube or whatnot? Like, would you actually say that?
Specifically, like mentorship.
I was gonna say, well, education is key. That one everyone can agree on. I just think that university is the wrong place to invest that money. Instead, it should be to people who have what you want in life and that like are actually good people and they can help you get there. Because most university professors are broke. They have their own problems. Whereas when you invest in coaches that like can actually help you get results and you make more money, because the investments that made them maybe the most money, like I was talking about Iman Arab earlier, I think before the podcast. I bought his program for like 4K USD at the time. I made at least like 50K. At least a 10x ROI, that's on the lower side. So it's like clearly if something is working, like throw more money at it. So
nowadays you see a lot of gurus coming up and they have mastered in these different niches, and like let's just say videography, for example. They'll guarantee you that you'll close your first 10K deal within a month or you don't pay. Like, and there's so many now, right? Like before, like just within these past few years, you see so many coming up, and I see ads on my thing all the time. So my question is, like, how do you know which one you can trust or who you can trust?
I'll say, and this will be my answer to that question. First of all, with guarantees, like what you were saying, like, hey, we'll guarantee this and this and this in 30 days. Everyone needs to realize that, like, in this modern day of making money online, guarantees and contracts, none of that means shit. If you want me to be honest, nobody's going to pursue a collections agency. Nobody's going to pursue a lawyer, and people know that. And so they'll throw out guarantees. And so I have like a checklist that I'll get into in a second when I'm investing into people. But what I will say is there's stipulations to that. So the way it works is they'll say, hey, we'll guarantee your first 10K in the first 90 days of us coaching you. Okay. But then in the contract, it will literally say, okay, you have to respond to all of our messages within 3 hours. You have to attend every single call. You have to do this. You have to do this. They will literally spam it. And then when you want a refund, if you didn't do that, they're not going to give you your money
back. You make
back.
one mistake and the contract is null.
100%. You miss one message, and that is a liable kind of cause for them to not refund you. And platforms like Stripe and stuff, they're banning more of these like shitty coaching programs. But if you're paying on like e-transfer, for example, we're Canadian, Cash, Zelle, Cash App, Zelle, even like Fanbasis is good as well. He uses Fanbasis, or like WAP. Like, you just got to be careful. And so I have a checklist. If I'm going to invest into someone, the first thing I look at is, are they actually still running that business that they are teaching to other people? Does it take up the same amount of time or more time than their coaching program? If it takes up less time than their coaching program, I probably won't invest into that program unless it's somebody like I genuinely have a friend who got mentorship from it and he's like, yo, bro, this guy's legit. That's the first thing. Second thing is, what kind of life is this guy living? Okay. My first mentor, like he went on to have his first daughter. Shout out, we won't name him, but shout out my first mentor. He went on to have his first daughter at like, I think it was like 21 or 22.
Oh, wow.
Got like a large house, large acreage. Like, he's living great right now. He switched over to insurance actually. But that was a great life that I wanted to pursue at that time. That's why I invested in him. It's like, yo, this guy's going to have a kid. Like, he's building a family and he's working online. Bro, that's awesome. But if you see a guy who's like selling you coaching and he's living the Miami lifestyle and you're a farm boy, like, what are you doing investing into that guy? It's not going to end up well. So does he live the life that you actually want to live, or you can see yourself at least pursuing, right?
On that point though, I was going to say that nowadays I see a lot of people, they show that life on social media, but in reality, they're not actually living that life. Even with certain clients that I've worked with as well. Certain clients that I worked with, when I'm recording them, it's a different type of lifestyle. They're trying to get the correct angles and showing themselves in their best possible view. However, behind the scenes, I've also seen that, hey, like, they got credit card payments coming up, or they have maxed out everything and they're trying to like show that they got so much money when in reality they really don't got it like that. So how do you like validate, like, especially on social media, running through these ads, how do you validate that and make sure that this guy is not actually just LARPing?
I have to say, with organic content, you can really propagandize, like what you said, make a false perception of reality. It is extremely effective to use content to do that, and like sometimes you just have to get scammed
Oh, you gotta get scammed.
And then you will learn and you'll be more careful. I think that's a big part of it.
But if I don't want to get scammed, bro, like
you have to. This is business. This is business.
Exactly. I feel like you gotta get your feet wet. You know what I mean? To really figure things out. Like if someone gave me a textbook and said, "Yo, read all of this and you'll know how to run a business," I promise you, there's no textbook that exists like that.
Bro, that's like going to business school. I went to business school.
Exactly.
I don't know how to run a business through business school.
100%. And what I learned in this last year taught me more about business than I did in 3 years of schooling. Man. I'll tell you guys that. But obviously, there's a knowledge that goes with the application, but a real world application of what you're doing, and that starts with like matching an action with the idea. Like, let's say you like someone's course.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Like, if you start reading reviews, you're gonna get good ones, bad ones.
Oh yeah.
And if you just try to base off the reviews versus trying to actually start it, you might get scared away from a bad review, you know?
I'm sure Yusuf would even tell you that a lot of these gurus' websites, they actually import their own reviews. You know what I mean? A lot of them. Yeah.
There's actually, funny enough, I was looking at this one guy's video sales letter. That just means landing page with a video where they sell your course or their course. And there were literally fabricated testimonials.
Oh yeah.
The guy on that testimonial video, he's on Fiverr. And he's like, bro, it was the craziest shit, bro.
I think you've learned a lesson
if you're
now
out
today.
there and you're watching this video, man, like, cut that out.
Never trust those reviews, especially
No.
the ones that the actual author of the website can create.
Bro, I'm going to cut you off. Go text the people that were in those programs. A legit program has legit people in there. Every program I've joined, I've had mutuals that are in the program right now, or the coaching course, whatever you guys want to call it. I've had people in there, or I've literally gone to those testimonials. They say their first name and last name on the testimonial. Go search them up on Instagram. If there's no Instagram page, or if there is, and it's just like a bunch of bullshit, like a regular page that's like very consumery, there's no business content, it's like, okay, that guy didn't actually scale a business. Like he's just a LARPer. You know what I mean? So you just gotta watch out for
a lot of them out there.
But you could do your own research. Like that goes back to life as well, and it ties to that question where you were like, what'd you learn, Ahmed, from traveling? Like one of my things was like, you kind of just have to get slapped up to learn sometimes, bro. Like that's kind of how the world works. I had a motorcycle accident in Asia. I got 16 stitches on my leg. And I learned not to do dumb shit. Like I was like swerving, bro, through cars. Like,
yo, that's the best teacher in life, man. Making mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. He said like all the things he said about finding good mentor is true. But now I do that automatically because I got scammed before. I just know I automatically look at these now.
You kind of have to just.
You have to have a checklist to see. Oh, like is this guy passing this checklist? Oh, or where's it a little fishy? Let me look into that a little bit more.
Yeah. All right. Now that we've gotten to know you guys a little bit and like what that starting was like, now I really want to dive into what you guys actually do and how to really break down what your guys' denominations of marketing are. So for Yusuf, like I want to ask you, man, explain full stack marketing. Like we've never heard it before for someone who's never heard it before. And I run a lounge. Like what would you actually be doing for me day to day?
Yeah, full stack marketing. I mean, everybody has their own definition to it. I feel like my definition to it is just taking as much of the marketing process on as possible. Sometimes even leaning into the sales process as well. And so, like with our clients right now, it's not just like, hey, we're running your ads and putting it into a CRM. We do the whole filming part. We do the whole editing part, the posting and social media management, and then we use that content. We run ads. Once we run ads, we filter all that traffic into a CRM. We call the leads for our clients, and we book them onto their existing kind of like calendar booking, or their, you know, in the medical field, it's EMRs or EHRs or PMS, practice management system, whatever system they already have set up. We book them directly in there, and then we have additional consulting for the callers, making sure that they're actually qualifying the leads, or like sometimes even consulting in the sales process as well. Like if they can give us a script on like, hey, here's how our in-person, counseling meetings, they call them, basically like the closing meeting for medical procedures, especially high ticket like LASIK and stuff. Here's how it goes, right? If they give us that, we can kind of adjust that as well. And then when they have other requests as well, like for example, one of the best things you can do for your clients when you onboard them, data reactivation. Right? This is another part of that full stack marketing. When somebody comes in, if they have an existing list of like 1,000 contacts, 2,000 contacts, we'll go in and we'll treat them like leads as well. We'll call all those people. We'll message them with like a 6-month drip campaign over email and SMS. It's just like doing as much as possible and building what we call a sticky service where they can't really remove you from the service, and that increases your lifetime value. You make more money per client, churn less clients.
Nice.
Win-win.
Nice. I know you've niched out into your like specific niche, but let's say I was to hire you, where you come into my business. What would that look like? How would you apply those principles to something like this?
Yeah, I have two kind of like fulfillment models. So everything I just explained is like our marketing flywheel. For local businesses, I actually push engagement ads. So basically, it's the videography, it's the editing. You post it onto your lounge's picture, or your Instagram, your lounge's Instagram, and then you go through Meta Business Suite and you actually boost those posts to like a 20-mile radius, and you push for follows. Okay, because the name of the game with what I've realized with, like honestly, we work with restaurants as well. You're not going to run a lead form CRM, qualify restaurant leads. Like, you know, it doesn't really work out that way. It's branding and awareness. And so if you're looking for more foot traffic, the best way I've found around this is literally just put money behind engagement ads for followers onto your page in a 20-mile radius. You'll get more word of mouth, you'll get more followers, more engagement, and it's all local. That's the difference, right? Like if you're pushing organic, you go viral, great. How many people are actually in like a 15-mile radius? You know, that's the biggest part, the local targeting with Meta. We work with a bakery in Mississauga. They have like 4 different locations, and those guys put like, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars into literally just follower ads, we call them. And their foot traffic has increased significantly. Like we don't have a revenue number because restaurants are like impossible to track. But people literally come in saying, hey, yeah, I saw that ad that you had. I saw that Instagram reel. Like you guys' Instagram is great. So that's what I would say for your business. That's
nice. And my thing is like, I learned that the hard way because I don't have a marketing background. So I had a couple different people and groups come in to try and take over that side. And that's why I had that question versus organic content versus what sells. Because something like me, like I had these guys in, they're coming in, they're shooting, and I'm getting a lot of views, but it's not translating into foot traffic. Right?
I have to say I have a lot on to add into his thing.
Of course,
paid ads is like really good at getting a lot of is your exact ICP with the people you're targeting, that you're the ones that will buy from you. It's easy to use paid ads to get them, but like once you get them to see your stuff, it's not like they're gonna buy. You need to build more trust with them, and that's where organic content comes in. Because let's say you run a lot of follower ads, those are really good. Well, once they follow you off your ads, you need to have reels to like for them to watch, right? And then from there they can see like the kind of stuff you sell and whatnot. And then for your case, honestly, all you need is reels. You don't need YouTube videos, because like if you make YouTube videos, that's like it's not good at targeting local places.
But
So,
let's jump on there. Quick question for both of you guys actually. So if it's, let's just say it's a service-based business, small to medium-sized, and they're just trying to start getting into running ads for their content creation. So content aside, how much do you think is a budget that a business who's starting off running ads should spend even per day or even monthly? Like how much budget should they have? And then maybe we can even get into A and B testing after, but I think that's budget,
for their marketing retainer or ad spend.
ad spend.
I have to say, when it comes to ads, Yusuf's the man. I don't think about ads.
Because ad spend,
I don't like ads.
because then marketing is a whole nother segment we can get into after. But like I think that ad spend piece, so maybe somebody who has a little bit more time on their hands.
Assuming you actually have good creatives, which is like the biggest part. Like if your cost per lead is sky high, it has something to do with how you set up your campaign, or in 99% of cases from what I've seen, your creatives, right? And so a daily budget really depends on how many creatives you can put out there. With Facebook's like sequential learning, which like I can talk about that for days. Basically, what I've heard from media buyers who literally spend millions every quarter on ads, like we had an event we went out to 2 Saturdays ago. There was a guy, he spends a ton of money on ads. Like if you have like 10 creatives, so 10 different videos, 10 different ads in one campaign, you have to spend a minimum of $50 a day. Okay. When you spend more money, with Facebook's new algorithm, you need to give it more creatives, right? And so for local business, what I would say is like start off. I always say, if we're talking USD, 33 USD a day, you can round it up to what, like 40 CAD a day. If you're spending 40 CAD a day, have 5 creatives, and have an actual system to convert those leads. Don't send them to a website and pay Facebook, because Facebook wants your money. If you tell Facebook, I just want people visiting my website, you're going to get people just visiting your website. You know what I mean? Have a conversion location, or have an instant form, which is just like a form you fill out, and actually be able to grab information so you can contact people. That also depends on how much you're charging. What kind of local business is it? If it's like Eclipse Lounge, again, I would push for engagement ads, like awareness branding. If it's like HVAC, right, where you're making multiple 4 figures per deal, 100% grab their contact. However you do it, I don't care if you do pixel tracking, instant forms, grab their contact and have a team to actually call all those leads. That's what I would say.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Actually, that's where I actually wanted to get into, like something similar to the space that we're in. There's a lot of up and coming content creators as well, and a lot of people getting into videography and offering content creation for other businesses. And I see that you've made it pretty successful here. You've helped clients generate a lot of money. So that's where I wanted to actually ask you, like, how much should content creator? How should they? What's the correct word? Like, how should they like run ads, or should they even run ads, or should they actually go into more of the organic space to kind of promote their business? And what would that start at?
Yeah, if you can't, I mean, the general rule is if you can't burn $1,000 tomorrow on an advertising campaign, don't run ads.
Don't run ads.
I always say that. If you can't burn 1,000, don't run ads. Because a lot of people who have never ran ads before, they have a fresh ad account anyways.
Yeah.
If they get into lead forms and this and this and that, like, honestly, you're probably not at the right stage of your business if you can't put 1,000 into ads and, like, you know, be okay with that going to waste. I'm not saying it's going to waste. None of our clients have spent 1,000 and it's gone to waste. It's actually been the opposite. They launch and within 24 hours they get leads in. But like, it's the mindset behind it.
Yes.
Nice.
And that's a good thing with ads. It makes you a lot of money. If you know what you're doing, it will make you a lot of money fast. Whereas with organic content, it will make you more money, but way longer term.
But you have to have the right systems in place for those ads to actually make the money.
Yeah, of course. But like in general though, it's a bigger risk. It will make you faster money. But if you want to grow long term, and also because with ads, it's like as soon as you stop spending, you're gonna stop making money. Whereas organic, it's not like it's free.
I know you said you're not the ad guy. I know you're constantly mentioning organic, and like everybody screams post short clips, go viral. Like, but you tell people go long. Like, why does a 20-minute YouTube video get more clients than a clip that has like 1 million views? Like,
well, first of all, especially if you're on a coaching program, coaching is like very heavily built on trust. People want to invest in people that they know, like, and they can trust, can get them results. YouTube is the easiest way to do that, because the whole point of content is to post content that makes you money, right? And in order to make money, you need to post content that builds trust. And YouTube long form content is the best way to build trust, because according to Google, if someone watches 7 hours, if someone spends 7 hours watching your content, they're gonna invest in whatever you have to sell if they can like afford it and they can actually see an ROI. So yeah, long form. If you search it up, it's like undeniable. Long form content will make the most money, and YouTube, even especially once you start making enough views, even YouTube pays you AdSense, which is not the goal. That should be like an extra bonus. But yeah, YouTube is like nothing builds more trust than YouTube, or like long form content in general, not just YouTube.
I agree. I feel like it gives the people a longer interaction with you as a person, build that trust, like you said, and that's why we're trying to get into, like, you know, the space of our podcast to get people an idea, to understand that, like, this business that I have, it's not just a place, it's run by real people, and the real people here are what make this place special, you know. And ever since I've started making this content, even a lot of people around the city have been telling me and be coming in just off the basis of the podcast itself as well. I know it's not directly fun, like it's not directly attached to it, but just that ability to have people connect with you and know that, you know, you're not selling bullshit and you're okay to put yourself on camera, I've realized really does like affect your business in a positive way. Now I have a question for you, Yusuf. I know you mentioned on it, you said content should be reputation, infrastructure, and not decoration. I want you to break that down in simple terms for people that are in that content space and want to get into it.
There's multiple ways of making sure that your content is actually going to bring in the right types of people. SEO is like the biggest thing. So like when you post on YouTube, like it's a search algorithm. And so like with our clients, if they have a local service-based business and they're posting on YouTube, in the title we'll actually put like the location. So, you know, like for example, Plano, TX, Texas, right? And that's going to actually bring it into that SEO aspect. For short form, it's a little tricky to make sure, like if you're a local business, you gotta always start your videos with like where you're based, especially if it's an ad, like you're calling it out. It's like, hey, Southern Ontario homeowners, right? On ads, you have to, okay? That is the only way your creative is actually gonna bring in people who can, you know, who are applicable, aside from like targeting if you're actually running the ads as well. When it comes to organic, you know, putting little hints in there, like, Yeah, most of our clients in Kitchener actually, or most of our clients in London, or when you're based in London, especially like London got hit with a thunderstorm. We work with a roofer in London right now, and one of his organic posts were like, London got hit with 145 km/h wind speeds literally last weekend. It wasn't last weekend at the time of recording this, but at the time of recording that video, and stuff like that. It's like only people in that area are going to relate to that. And Instagram wants people to stay on the platform. And so if only people in that area are watching that video more than other people because they relate to it more, they're going to push that video as a result.
So you pre-planned that event that was going to happen and made a video about it and then posted it exactly at the time.
Yeah, anytime there's something going on with your local, and this is assuming you're a local business, right? Anytime there's something going on in your local area, you have to have that in your content. There's no way you should. Like in Montreal, there's a guy who's filling out potholes right now. I'm sure you guys have seen him on TikTok. And he does it for free, and he's gone completely viral. Wow. There's business owners literally paying him to be on that TikTok with him and be like, oh yeah, we're filling out potholes. Like that Hussein, the fitness guy, he just had a cameo with him, and he has like his McLaren in the video and stuff. Like
I saw that.
It's all, you know what I mean?
I actually have a crazy story about one of his clients. He works with eye surgeons, right? I myself want to get LASIK and whatnot. I saw one of his clients' ads, and literally I was so shocked. It hit all my pain points on the spot, and it made me like, amazing. Holy shit! I need to like stop wearing contacts and get LASIK.
I can actually relate to that because I also got LASIK done like a year and a half ago, and I used to talk about getting LASIK, and then my phone picked it up, and then all I start seeing is a lot of ads about LASIK. And I'm like, okay, and then same type of videos. I've seen it on my page. I'm like, okay, you know what? It's at that point where let me just go get a consultation because that is something I wanted to get. And there you go, they got a sale.
Yeah,
high ticket sale right there.
Yeah. Exactly, and it's like, imagine also most of these laser clinics, they don't do YouTube, but imagine if on top of that, if you weren't sold yet, like I was, imagine if I had YouTube videos on top of that talking about like maybe pricing, about safety, because for me a big reason I haven't done LASIK is because I thought like if I do anything related to my eyes, if they cut my eyes and stuff, I might go blind or something, because I've always had eye problems. And then now I know from Yusuf that like it was all made up. I can get LASIK safely. And had his eye surgeon place made a YouTube video handling that same objection, well now it's like you're gonna make more sales.
We have actually, funny enough.
You made a YouTube
but
video?
For any physicians watching this podcast, hit me up. We'll get you on YouTube. I recommend YouTube to all our physicians, or anybody in the medical space. There's so much trust behind that. So we actually push YouTube, and then we put it into their email campaigns. We send it out to people over SMS, and we actually run those YouTube videos as ads. That's a bonus if you're running ads. Long form works well on ads.
For long form, like, a quick question is, like, actually this might actually relate to us too. Like, let's just say Zed here, as a Eclipse lounge owner, wanted to make YouTube videos for his lounge. How do you figure out the topics? I
do think YouTube is only worth it if you're selling something that's actually expensive. Like for him, with this client, how much is like LASIK? Like
average order value, like 8K.
8K.
So then, how would I, in my own production agency, make YouTube videos to have? Because ours is also high ticket retainers.
Are you local?
Wait.
I am local. Yeah.
Well,
have Toronto in the titles, and then run videos on what you do, how you do it. And also you can run videos on like the most frequently asked questions from local businesses about marketing, if it ties to your service. I mean, he can chime on to that.
Because I heard a lot about like how to do videos, like how to set up cameras.
It depends. Like a business owner who does 7 figures a year, who hasn't done like video marketing, which that's probably your ideal client, they're not going to search up like a how-to video. They're too busy. Like they're not going to go, okay, let me go buy this camera, this setting, this. They do not care.
But doesn't that come down into building trust though?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, but business owners who make more money have less time. Like it depends. Like it depends on how sophisticated the market you're selling to is. When you're selling a course, the variable factor that you need to focus on is trust. When you're selling a service to rich people, the variable factor that you need to focus on is time and pain. How can I alleviate the most amount of pain in the least amount of time?
That's their pain point, time. They want more time, which is why they're willing to pay more money for a better product. That trust comes, I think, in the form of that final product versus the process. Of
Bulls to him.
I have to say, either way, like for you, because usually I work with people only making 15K a month. Usually, whatever you get to get clients, because YouTube, by the way, YouTube doesn't actually get you clients. It helps you convert a higher percentage of what you're doing. Like, let's say right now you get clients by running paid ads. Well, now your main goal is to get those paid ads into YouTube. And then YouTube is the one that actually does all the selling. An easy way to do that would be make Instagram Reels, and then from the Instagram Reels you push to YouTube. But either way, it needs to go somehow to YouTube.
I
And then
see.
on those YouTube videos, I think you want to have case studies of clients you helped get results.
I
You want to
see.
have, and you always want to start with the case studies. That sells the
100%.
most.
Yeah.
And
Case
then
studies.
and then from there, you want to make videos around your most common sales objections. And like if you're already established business owner, if you already have clients, you're gonna know what those objections are.
Yep.
And then you make videos around that. And then once you do that for 3 months, you're gonna like you should have a lot of growth on YouTube, a decent amount of growth on Instagram. From there, you can make more top of funnel videos. Top of funnel videos,
funnel.
they get a lot of views, and then from there, like they can watch the more middle funnel videos, like the action, like the pre like the videos around the objections, and then the case study videos, and then from there it's like it all builds together. You have to start step by step, but yeah. It's
No,
like
that's where I was coming in from, the topics, like example topics of videos that are like a business owner such as myself.
Okay,
But-
do you have
You could do
clients?
you
have
could do case studies.
Case studies.
You start there. Case studies first.
Oh,
You have
okay.
case studies.
So let's just say I work for Zed, and
Okay.
I provided production for his lounge. So how would that case study look
What's the
like?
result?
exactly.
Foot traffic.
Okay,
So
do-
so a lot of people started
So
coming
get
into
a quantify whenever you can
Money.
in marketing.
okay.
Not even money. It could be foot traffic as well. Like
Ideally money, but
yeah.
But you niched out. Do you think he should, or do you think he should stay in that broader aspect?
Now,
of content
if
creation?
you're local, like your TAM, which is total addressable market, it's already too small. If I were to say eye surgeons in Toronto, there's maybe like only 3 people I can like really work with that can afford what we do. But you know, when I was local because I did run the local videography offer for about close to 2 years. It was Toronto, and then my qualification was high ticket service-based businesses. So no local businesses that are low ticket, only the high ticket ones. And
how did you close these clients? Sorry to cut you off, but how did you go from like local to international, working
Yeah.
with some of these people? What was that process like?
Simple. I mean, you run an ad. There's a lead form on there with qualification questions. You set up conditional logic so the right types of people don't actually fully go through the funnel. When the wrong types of people. Sorry, when the right types of people fully go through the funnel, that fires off in Meta, and Meta says, okay, we need to go out and find more people like this. While that's happening, I'm calling on my personal cell phone every single one of those leads that are coming in. I'm just going through some like basic questions, learning a little bit more about their business. And that phone call isn't to pitch my service. It's to pitch a 45-minute Zoom call. Okay.
I see.
So if it's a fit on that phone call, I'll get him onto that Zoom call, and then we'll go through that Zoom call. I'll give him a price, and I'll pre-frame it so that they know, like, hey, if you're jumping on this call, it's a yes or no. Like, it's not if you need to learn more about this, I can send you some videos, but like, you know, we're strict on time. Like if we're jumping on a 45-minute call, you know, it's going to cost you at least this much in advertising. Our marketing costs are anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. You know, does that work with you? They say yes, then I can kind of like gauge their budget as well. Get them on that call, and you know, if it's a deal, close them. Sometimes they want me to go out in person because they don't believe I'm a real person.
Of course.
Some like weird shit. I'll go out. They'll give me coffee. I'll drink their fucking coffee. I'll shake their hand. Okay, let's go. Let's
see,
get to
YouTube
work.
solves that problem because like it takes 45 minutes with YouTube. If let's say they spend 7 hours, it's basically a 7-hour sales call they helped on with you.
Yeah, YouTube leads are warmer. They actually do close at a higher percentage as well.
I think it's because of that thing right there where people want to know that you're like a real fucking person.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You know?
YouTube is the only one to actually do it.
Yeah.
The term behind it is parasocial relationship. Like you put out so much content where, and he mentioned parasocial before me actually. You put out so much content where people feel like they know you, but you have no idea who they are. That's how you know you're winning, and your sales calls are going to be faster as a result. You're going to get the closes faster. Your close rate is going to be higher as a result as well. So it really does depend on what you're doing. But when you're going low ticket, man, like YouTube is great, but short form and ads, to be honest.
But everything you just said, that's why I love YouTube, and that's why I love organic content in general.
Yeah.
So you guys have both worked with like a bunch of different companies now, different scales and whatnot. What I want to give the viewer is like if they have a business like and they don't have a system, and you guys have seen this, where are most of these companies and businesses losing money? Especially ones that don't have systems, because I know you guys are coming in and creating those systems.
Yeah.
But when you come in and you see these guys that are making a lot of money that don't have that system,
bro,
where are those places where they're losing out on that money?
I have a prime example. Like we work with a multi-7-figure HVAC company here in Toronto. There's a lot of bigger HVAC companies, and they've scaled. Like the growth chart is like the company I was working with. They were like this, but they've been doing that for like a decade. And then there's new companies that come in halfway through on that graph, and they go up like crazy.
Oh, wow.
Right? And that's because they take advantage of paid media and a sales team. Right? So we went into a business here, multi 7 figures a year. They do it through print marketing, which is crazy, like magazines, billboards. I don't know, taxi ads, this kind of stuff. And we were like, hey, let's get you guys onto Instagram. Let's film some organic stuff to convert your existing traffic and the traffic coming from ads. Let's film some ads. Let's get you guys leads. Yes. We set up the most basic system. It's a lead form. Every lead that comes in, we send them an email. We didn't even call their leads for them. They have the existing sales team. And, they didn't even worry about invoices for like 6 months. That's how much money they were making.
Okay.
For me, I know the biggest mistake my clients make is a lot of them, they run ads to make money, right? And then, because with ads, you can spend $1,000, get $10,000, and you're like, oh yeah, it's a 10x ROI. Whereas with YouTube, it'll help you make a lot of money, but it's not trackable. You can't really exactly track it. So a lot of my clients, especially one of them, it's like his name was JT. That guy, I helped him make like 60K worth of revenue through YouTube, right? Mm-hmm. And he fired me anyways because he says he can't. He literally said, "You helped me. YouTube helped me like with YouTube. It helped me make around 60K. However, nothing was sourced from YouTube, which is like nothing is sourced from YouTube. It's true, but it's like you wouldn't have made that much money from ads if it wasn't for the YouTube videos." And it's like you would make way more money because right now he's just spending all of his time on ads. It's like you'll be getting the same results while spending less on ads if you just made YouTube. Because the reason we got him so much money is because all those ads, a lot of them just followed him. And then once they followed him, they eventually came on his YouTube. And then we made him like a 6-hour free course. That free course got like, it's his second most viewed video, like 5K views. That definitely made him like an insane amount of money. And if you keep running ads for let's say like 5 years, for the next 5 years, that YouTube video is gonna make him more money. Yeah. And then he says it's not worth the investment because like you can't directly extract it, but like for sure will make him tens of thousands. Yeah. So that's the biggest mistake. It's like you can't. Like you need a balance. You can't just run all ads. You need to run YouTube as well, and ideally Instagram News as well, because
it's a good mix of both.
It's an environment. It's like exactly. It's like a funnel. You need to implement. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I say? You know what I say, bro? With content, you can either just do organic, or you can do paid ads and organic. You never want to do just paid ads. Okay. Because all of our clients that have had the highest return on their ad spend, they've all paired it with organic. Always.
I see. Cool. Interesting. So to end this segment off, I know we probably have a lot of business owners, even just people wanting to get into that business space. If a business owner was watching this and they had $0 for an agency, what's the one thing they should set up for themselves this week?
For me, okay, it depends. Well, first of all, if you sell anything online, any service that's like over 1,500 USD, I think your first priority should be making a YouTube video, and ideally it should be a case study breakdown. But if you don't have case studies, if you should have just starting from scratch, then it would be like case study breakdown at the bottom of the funnel, then just move up middle of funnel. You want to make a free course, ideally a free course. Like I used to make like 6-hour free courses for clients, but now I think like 30 to 90 minutes is the ideal. You want to make like a 60-minute course, right? And if you can't make that, if you don't have the time, okay, if you're broke, then you have the time. And at 60 minutes, you better be able to provide good enough value. If you can't provide value for 60 minutes, then you just need to study more about your niche. Yeah. And I'd say the first thing you should do is a free course. And just like, if you don't have money, you have the time. Just like go on Gamma Doc. Gamma Doc, it's like a nice Google document, basically. And just like fill it out and then just make a really good presentation. And if you can't do that, maybe it's just a skill. It's also like a big recording for that long is hard. Maybe you want to start by recording a reel, record a couple of reels, and then get into YouTube. Yeah. And then I guess you have to start step by step, but ideally you want to start with a free course.
Okay. So you say Frisco, what's your take on that?
I mean, in general, for agency owners, like if you're starting out, there's two kind of things you got to look at. Okay, you got to look at education and action. So you learn most from these two things, but you have to know how to balance them. So if you don't have enough education on how to run an agency and you only had a week, go watch a week's worth of YouTube videos on how to run a agency, and don't just watch it from one person. Like watch it from 10 different people and then get to your own conclusion on that. Where most people mess up is they keep going with this education aspect. They don't switch to action. You learn a lot from action as well. Arguably, the most important lessons are from taking action and something going wrong. And so if you can balance that where you go on sprints, where you're educating yourself extremely, and then you switch over to action until there's something going wrong there, then you go back and you educate yourself again, and you go back and forth in between this. You are going step by step by step by step, and you just, like I was saying at the beginning, you got to keep swinging your sword, bro. Like that's the name of the game, to be honest.
Well, you perfectly framed it.
And even in the beginning of the episode, what do you say? Like the best way to literally learn how to swim is to really just jump into the deep end.
Trial and error.
Trial and error.
I have to answer. I kind of answered this question wrong. The fastest way to get clients with $0 is just do outreach. You ideally want to do outreach and then YouTube to make up for the lack of
cold
trust.
outreach, right?
Yeah, cold outreach. You gotta do cold outreach. Forget about content if you're making $0. But cold outreach and then just record free YouTube videos like with an iPhone, whatever you have. But yeah, I'd have to say it's a mix of both.
All right. So just to pick up off from there, I know we're talking about a lot of content creation, and now we're seeing AI come into that space now, and we're talking about Claude earlier too, and how much that helps you in your process. How big a deal is AI with what you guys do right now? Like, is it a tool or is it taking over? What do you think?
Huge. I mean, when you're full stack, like it kind of goes into everything. We stopped paying a copywriter like I think maybe like 3 months ago, that we were paying like close to $1,000 a month in Canadian dollars. So that's like one thing that cut off that I was like, holy shit. But AI really goes in deep, bro, into the agency fulfillment. So we use I don't know how to keep it simple. Like I'll nerd off, but basically we use like other softwares like Hagesfield, which just does ads at full scale. We use Lovable, even like things like Fathom and emails. Like basically we use Claude mainly, but it's connected to all of these softwares. And so like I never have to send a recap email ever again, right? Because Claude is, by the way, if you're not on Claude, like make the switch right now. I get to literally, sorry about that. I never have to send recap emails ever again. All of my Google Drive folders, everything can be organized at will. Claude can go into my computer and literally make it faster. Like with Claude Code, it'll go in.
And it's automated, right?
Yeah.
It does stuff when you're
sleeping. It can go into your computer and make it faster?
Yeah, and it can organize your files. It can clear cache. Like it can do literally everything that like you have to watch a 15-minute YouTube video for you, which is amazing. The most beneficial part has been for our clients. We use Hagesfield for any kind of static images or video ads with like you've definitely seen like these cool AI videos, right? I'll give you an example. We have a roofer who was repairing a roof. The tree fell on the roof, right? And he was pointing at the roof. He was like, so last week a tree fell on that roof, and we literally used AI. We put that clip in there, and we put an AI tree falling on the roof while he's saying that. Like ultimate hook for roofers. That's crazy. You know, so stuff like that has been really fun to play around with. But then also like Lovable, if you guys aren't using Lovable to like build websites and stuff, they have an MCP. If you don't know what MCP is, it's basically like how do you connect it to Claude, right? It's either a custom MCP or it's already there, which a lot of it is already in Claude. Like just go to connectors and you'll see a bunch of these softwares that you probably already use that you can connect there. And yeah, like Lovable builds all our websites from scratch for all of our clients, all of our funnels, everything. Lovable can build it completely from scratch. And the name of the game, I don't want to nerd off too much, but with Claude, it's like you have like hundreds of softwares, and like we're in 2026, people just keep subscribing to softwares, right? And they don't fully utilize them. What you want is all of your softwares that you're on right now, find a way to connect it to Claude and have Claude as your dashboard, kind of like your Jarvis, right? When I open up Claude, it's like I can reach so many different digital areas, and all my emails are logged into them. All my subscriptions are on there. Like even my Stripe, I can send invoices from Claude right now. Wow. I can ask Claude like, hey, what's our churn rate this month? Which clients are due for renewal? Which clients had like the highest chance of churning? Like it'll find all of that.
Okay. I have to say, he taught me a lot about AI. I'm staying with it at his house right now the past couple of days. If you don't use AI, you're gonna get crushed. And so you gotta use AI to not be crushed by it. Yeah. And also like he really knows his shit about Claude because I've been underusing it. Like I haven't been using it enough, and like I'm constantly blown away by everything I hear about
one thing I want to say with Claude as well is like, sure, I went through all of that. One very important thing is these softwares, they don't really have brains behind them. Okay, so I use Claude Cowork. It basically like you can structure everything. If there needs to be a thought process behind a prompt for like a image that you're doing for like a campaign or something, or anything else, even building out a website, think of Claude as like that brain behind the software. You are adding a brain to that software, and so you're getting better outputs and you're getting your clients better results as well too. That's what we've been doing. Aside from that, we're also building out a ton of cool dashboards and stuff for our clients, for tracking ads. like weekly reports and stuff. It's all by AI now. Like we send reports to our clients every week. Like, here's how much you spent on your ads, how many leads you got, how many appointments booked, cost per booked appointment, cost per showed appointment, all of that stuff. It's all AI now. Like, we have dashboards, and they can like log into those dashboards and see all that stuff. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, you can go on for days. And everyone, like, if you're an AI nerd and you're watching this and you're like, oh, this guy fucking surfaced like -3% of the AI world. Like, I mean, it goes on for days. I don't know shit about AI. I can sound like I know shit about AI.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows shit about AI. Yeah. Everyone is just trial and error, and they're finding their own ways around it. Yeah. Just get on top of it, bro.
Bro, I've been utilizing it for my business here as well, like especially with inventory, our financials, metrics.
Oh, financials, 100%. No
like
more
you give it the right data sets. It's like now, like that data analysis part of it. It's like it makes everything so easy to read.
Well, I gave Claude my own financial data, and it was telling me what to do. What are you doing? Like, there's certain. It's like, yo, like, why are you spending so much money here? Why you have this?
I feel like even if Claude told me what to do, I still wouldn't listen when it comes to money.
Oh yeah, I'm so bad. Yusuf's not too happy with that answer. He's like, yo, you gotta listen to Claude.
I gotta listen to Claude for my business. Yeah, but if Claude's telling me to stop spending, I'm gonna tell Claude to shut up.
Eventually, you just open Claude and you'll have like hundreds of different softwares. Like, you won't really need to even log into those softwares. Like, Claude's gonna do everything.
Even he was telling me, like, I know what he told me, which is just like the ability to like just reply to emails. From your
draft emails, everything.
It's so beneficial for me because I'm sending out so many like venue rental agreements, and I'm finding sending people contracts, or drafting contracts, drafting agreements. My entire employment package that was created was by Claude.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, like it's so detailed, everything I want, and it just saves me so much time. And it's that pain thing at the end of the day where my pain point as a business owner that does everything myself is time. And Claude really just like streamlines a lot of my processes.
I give it like all my bank statements every month, and it goes through and it tells me like, because it has memory as well, right?
Yeah.
So it'll say like compared to last month, and then it'll give me a chart of like the last like 6 months as well too. And it will tell me like what kind of trends or bad habits I have with my spending, and I can go in and actually diagnose if that's true or not, and then act on it. And with your business as well, like, dude, it's gonna do everything. I take like anywhere from 3 to 5 calls a day minimum over Zoom with either internal team, clients, whatever, and I have note takers inside those meetings. The benefit of Claude has been like it connects to pretty much everything. I use Fathom for the note taking. If you guys know that software, I can literally tell Claude, hey, go to Fathom, find all of the calls that I did today, take all the transcriptions, and then send each person an individual recap of the meeting with their action items and draft it in my email inbox. Like, saves me so much time.
Now think about just like 30, 40 years ago, like where this didn't exist. If you had somebody in your business that would give you all of these services, how much would you have to pay someone?
Imagine the accountant situation.
Well, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
If you're in uni, they don't teach this shit. That's why uni's a scam.
100%. No, uni is a scam, man.
No, because they want you to get a job, bro. They don't want you to use Claude and make your own money.
Unless you're in like a couple different programs that like will streamline that job process for you and give you that like real market job as soon as you come out, which I think is like engineering, computer science nowadays, right?
Yeah.
I think everything else is bullshit, man. With the level of like even YouTube, we have Claude now. You can teach yourself anything. Yeah. And like the amount of things that you asked me, especially about Eclipse, like you're asking me like, did you have a mentor? What made you come into it, brother? I jumped in 10 toes into an environment, into an industry that I had no idea over. Taught myself everything from how to make drinks to how to start a goddamn burner to how to set up my Instagram. Everything I taught myself, and I tell people all the time, it's like it looks like a mountain when you start it, but it's like one step a day, like trial and error. Swing that sword a couple times, and before you know it, you're halfway up that mountain. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, most definitely.
So everybody's been giving game in this room. But the guy who's been asking all the questions, Zed, I'm gonna flip it on you actually. Like, we would love to know, like, how you got the Eclipse Lounge. It's a very successful lounge here in Mississauga. How you got that going on, and how did you get this started?
For me, I actually haven't actually told this full story yet. So that's a good question, man. This was something that was very much outside of the lane of what I was doing before. So before growing up, I was playing basketball pretty heavily growing up through BCSS, and then I moved down to the States, like grade 11.
Yeah.
And even basketball, I say, taught me a lot about what I do now, man. Like a lot of things I learned on the court, teamwork, communication, you know what I mean? Like things like that translate directly into what I do now. When I was down there, like basketball really taught me a lot about being committed to a certain goal, and like and that's what I took and I put it into this business. And what I learned from this is like I went down to the States, I think it was last year, and I went to ATL. I was in LA, I was in to New York as well, and I saw that like, man, the nightlife scene is starting to die out a little bit, and obviously the States is a little bit ahead of us with the culture.
Yep.
And I'm seeing that like, you know, people aren't really going out, the clubbing, the table minimums, like they're not being hit. And what we went to, I think we were in the Bronx and we went to a hookah lounge, and it was kind of what you see here, but with the bottle service and like with the hookah, it's more so a controlled environment. People don't want like sections; they want a little bit more of a chill vibe with the party aspect. So when I came back to the city, man, I realized that there was like a big hole in that market of people that don't want to go to the club, but they still want to go out and have a good time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we did here, man. Oh, sorry. So yeah, that's kind of what we did here, man. I came back and I was talking to my dad, and when it comes to the financing aspect of it, I had pretty decent credit, and we leveraged that, and we went to the bank, got a loan, and you know that was the scariest part about this. You know, taking bank's money and putting it down on something that I have no idea about.
It's a big investment for sure.
Yeah, and you know, all praise to God.
How much was it?
Let's not.
Hey, man, you know, I mean, we could do higher or lower. Huh? We could do higher or lower.
Okay. I don't know, like 50,
Higher, way higher.
150.
400K. 400K.
Higher.
Holy.
That's it. That's all we need.
That's out there. That's out
I
there.
mean, bro, you're looking at a lease of a whole like lounge, bro,
Yeah.
with all
Not
the
even a lease.
equipment.
Everything you guys see
Yeah,
here.
everything you
It
see.
was
here.
we
And you guys went
Mashallah.
past break even, yes?
8 months.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'll give that to the community that I have behind me, man. It wasn't me. Like I opened this place and I had people that I grew up with, people that I went to high school with, people that I haven't seen in years, man, come out and support me in my business, and that really showed me that that like the power and like the community that I have behind me.
Yeah.
Even my first person that I hired, she was my best friend from high school.
Nice.
And you know, like it was really a community based effort. Me and my dad run this place together, so it's also a family business.
Nice.
And like I said, I wouldn't be able to do it by myself, man. I have
So
a
when is
really good
Eclipse 2?
it's funny that you say that. We're actually looking at our second location right now.
Hell yeah.
So you know,
Yeah.
I think December will be when we officially open it, which is funny.
wow.
It'll be like the 2-year mark when we open this place.
Hell yeah.
And the second location will be a lot bigger. It's gonna have the private room aspect here, but 3 or 4 different rooms. And I think I got the clientele now to move it there, man. And you know, wouldn't have
Run
been able to do that.
Yeah.
Mashallah. I was gonna say when you
Yeah.
open Eclipse 2, I'm gonna fly from Winnipeg here just to attend.
The grand opening. I'm gonna send you a personal invite, man.
Let's go.
I'll fly you out.
You know
bro.
what? Claude's gonna send it.
Oh yeah. Claude's gonna send it. I'm not gonna send it. I'm gonna prompt it.
Yeah.
Claude will send it. to you.
Send me automatic DM on WhatsApp, Instagram all at once.
It's gonna be automated. Please respond. Yes or no. I will be attending.
Every 24 hours, there's an automatic follow up.
So before all of this, I want to know a little bit about your lowest point, like basketball, the lounge. Like, what was your lowest point, and then the point where you were like, "Yo, I can't keep living like this. I gotta change something."
So like I said, man, like growing up for me, my entire identity was basketball, and understanding like who I was outside of that game was probably the hardest part when I got injured back in 2022, my second year at Ryerson.
I see.
And my lowest point, it really just taught me that like I am not defined by what I do. Like what I do doesn't make me special. It's me that makes what I do special. And like post basketball, like I really felt like the spark left with the game, and slowly understanding that like I'm the one that brings it back was through like the little things, like spending time with my family, growing these small little businesses, meeting you, being in the gym, meeting Akif, really just like pouring back into myself post that really allowed me to get that confidence to, like I said, take all that money from the bank and make it work, right? So I'll say like it really was 8 months. Like the first 3 or 4 months, dude, we made no money. Like it was like the scariest point in my life. Like we were dipping into our reserves, and like I'll be honest, like I even had to call my homie and say, "Yo, bro, like I need some bread," and he floated me that first chunk of money that like I paid back the 3 first principal payments to the bank with, and from that point forward, like it was just rolling and it was rolling, and now we're where we're at now.
What was the moment exactly that you knew it clicked in? Like the Eclipse was
The moment it clicked in, I'll say, was when it was a couple different things. So the first girl that I hired here, I didn't even know. She came in and she ended up being one of the city's biggest promoters / personalities ever. And then I understood that was the name of the game, bringing in employees that not only can work, but also bring in tables. And when I started doing that, slowly we got like the bigger events, and I locked in with the OVO guys. They came in and did an event. We did Tory Lanez's album release here while he was locked up in jail. So it was those things when I realized that like I am now meeting the
Free
right
Tory.
people. Free Tory, big time, free Tory. And that's really what it was, man. Like that's where it clicked, where the events were doing well, the money was rolling in, and I like I said, I retired my pops through this as well. So you know,
So my question is like, before all of this, like you were in business management, right? Yeah, Team
Yeah,
U.
yeah.
So like, why didn't you just like so why not just finish and get a normal job and keep that with and like play it safe?
Because I never played it safe, bro. Like basketball was one of those things. There was no security. There was no actual like guarantee at the end of it. And having lived my life that way for so long, yes, post basketball, I wanted to go to school and I wanted to finish it up, because at that point you're like, dude, I just want a security. I want a guarantee. I don't want to live a life of no guarantee. But then the returns on that aren't as great, as you guys probably know. So coming into this space now, like the reason why I didn't play it safe, finish school, was because I genuinely thought that there was more to life than just that 9 to 5 behind that screen. And like I know I have a lot more to offer the world. And what's crazy is since I started my own business, I have noticed that I have been doing that. Whether it's through this business, whether it's through this podcast that we're doing, like having no guarantee makes the sense of urgency with what you do so much more.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And then how do you go from that idea to actually owning a licensed lounge at your age? Like, what was the hardest part? Was it the money? Was it the license or the space itself?
It was everything, bro. I'll be honest with you. Like, it's coming into a new industry with zero knowledge. It's like bootstrapping to the max, bro. Like, you're figuring things out without having any kind of guidance. And for me, the biggest thing was just staying true and authentic to who I am, and my business really reflected that. Like, there's so many lounges in the city you can go to.
Yeah.
But when you walk into my lounge, like, there's an experience that comes with it.
It's a different vibe.
It's a different vibe. You know what I mean? The ambiance, then the people and who run it.
Yeah.
We really go above and beyond to make sure that our clients have a great time. Like, you go to a hookah lounge and like your hookah might not be good, right? And you'll send it back. They'll say, hey, you ordered this. You know what I mean? With us, it's like, you don't like it, no worries, we'll make you a new one. Because at the end of the day, I'm not here to like really make that money off of you, that specific amount of money. That's not going to make or break my business. But you leaving my business and telling other people that you had a horrible experience is what might do it, you know? So that's kind of what I focus on.
I have to say also, I noticed like a big part of your success was going to America and like having a mindset switch. And that's what I
100%.
started seeing. I haven't actually went to America, but dealing with so many successful Americans, it made me realize that truly Americans are the best when it comes to business, and capitalism really is king. And if you implement that mindset of the American mindset in general, it's like you will grow in business, and it's
100%.
like, and basically, I just automatically think sometimes I'm like, God bless America. Like, I see
God
this
bless
as
America,
successful.
man. No, really.
I really see.
I mean, we're not the 51st state by any means, but no, America is like, so I went out there grade 11, and I was playing at a prep program, and that was my first time I went, so I got scouted, and I was out there on a full scholarship, and I was staying in like apartments, and I was playing on a national team, so every weekend we'll be in a team bus or flying across the states, either the west up to the east coast, or we're traveling all the way through Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, and man, what I learned down there, like, America's a lot more cutthroat. It's like you learn your lessons quicker down there. People are very much upfront. So like, it taught me a lot about human nature, especially like being a minority out there. Like, a lot of the guys I was playing with were coming from like, subsidized housing projects, like
Section 8.
Section 8. So for them, like, I couldn't expect them to understand who I was and where I came from. And that really taught me that, like, I can't have expectations from people when I walk into rooms. It's about what I can bring to the table that really brings me value. So bringing that back here, man, like, all that fluff, all that jargon, like, I got rid of it. And I understood that's my ability that can take me anywhere in life. Because when I was down there, that 2 years that I spent there, initially when I got down there, I was just a filler player. Like, I was just grateful for the opportunity. I was playing with guys like Tomasi Gilgeous-Alexander, who's Shay's little brother, the NBA MVP.
Wait, Tomasi
Gilgeous-Alexander?
Well, is that a middle name? Yildiz?
Gilgeous is his middle name.
Gilgeous.
Yeah, so his little brother was my roommate, and then Weza Panzo, that guy went to Stetson. So pretty much like 60-70% of that team went Division 1.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that taught me a lot about it. And I'll be honest, I tell everyone, basketball translates to life.
Yeah.
It really does. Like if you are in the game for that long, I tell all these athletes coming out of the sport where it's like, don't feel like you wasted all that time, because that's that feeling you get of like, damn, I put in all these hours, these years, and I'm not going pro. Like, that really sucks. But if you change that mindset to be like, all these things I learned, I now have that edge over people, and I can just apply it and learn from it. Like, that's really what like took my shit.
Bro, athletes are the best entrepreneurs. Like, I have a client, shout out Matt. His whole business right now is like basically telling athletes that, you already have the traits of an entrepreneur, and it doesn't, like, if you stop your endeavors in the sports world, that doesn't mean you stop. Like, you have the traits to go into entrepreneurship. And if you look at a lot of successful entrepreneurs as well, like, they were athletes growing up. Like, that's a very common trend. I'm sure someone can fact check that shit, but
100%.
It's discipline. And I feel like discipline is what you learn.
And that discipline now translated to him now owning a lounge that's top 5 in the city.
I'll
You
brace
know
it
what I
up,
mean?
bro.
And when did you actually realize that it was actually working for you? Like for Eclipse, I know you mentioned the 8-month thing, but
It was when I started going out to the city and getting recognized like everywhere, bro. Like,
Oh,
that's,
really?
That's what it was for
so
me.
people were coming up to you and being
Yeah.
like, "Hey Zed," and like, hey, "You own Eclipse, yo, what's up?" This and that. They want to be friends with you.
Yeah, and it was because before, like, I'll be honest, basketball gave me a lot of like spotlight on me during my early years, and I kind of moved away from that. Like, I realized how like stupid and fleeting that is. Like, you have attention today, you lose it tomorrow. You know. And I walked into, I think it was what was it? I went to a networking event downtown, and then I ended up going clubbing after. And the owner of that club, which is one of the biggest clubs on King Street, like this what really opened my eyes. He came over to me. He recognized me from what I do. He had a whole conversation. We chopped it up, and he covered our entire table's tab for the night.
Jesus.
Oh
Yeah,
my
which was around like $2,500. So that let me know that like, you know, I'm growing, the business is doing well, and then and I'm the front face of this business. So a lot of the time, like, I need to be out there meeting people, growing people, growing my business. So that's
100%.
that was that moment
Yeah.
where I was like, you know what, it's working, bro.
Yeah, no, it's amazing, and I hear your phone ringing all the time. Yo, you want to actually show the audience how many calls you have on your phone?
It's excessive.
He had
but
like maybe 5 phone
Yeah.
calls
during
this
this
podcast.
podcast alone.
No, pull it out. I actually want to see the call out.
Dude,
Scroll through it.
But it's like excessive. Like, let's see,
Yeah.
just today, I've gotten.
And also, we're talking earlier about discipline.
Yeah.
I truly realized
22 calls.
20. Show them the scroll. Show the cameras, bro. Show the camera the scroll, man.
Yeah, let's see. Go through it.
Yeah, that's the amount of calls this guy gets, and you just gotta.
And that's
beat
just
it.
today. But like, that's another thing though, where it's like I can't trust someone.
Everyone
else.
waiting for a response, seeing that.
Yeah,
Yo, what is
it's him. It's him, guys.
Yeah, I'll
he's
get back to
too.
y'all 3 to 5 business days.
Yeah,
3 to 5 business days.
he's too busy recording a podcast right now.
Yeah. No, but then again, I'll tell you what. People always ask me, it's like, why don't you just get someone else to answer your calls? Because at the end of the day, I truly believe that no one is gonna treat my business like their business.
Oh yeah.
So obviously, I have my times when I'm at the gym or whatever. Like, I'll call forward it to like pops or someone who's working.
Yep.
But majority of the time, I want to be that person that picks up the phone and like connects with whoever's calling.
Have you heard of by Alex Hermosi by any chance?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, according to him, you should always like you should never have that kind of ego. You always want to delegate as much as you can, especially if like it costs you time. Because and even if at first even if they can do 80-70% of the time, if it gives you the time to maybe like run more podcasts or other stuff that will get you more business, you should prioritize that.
I agree. You're right. That is where I'm losing that time. But I'm now in the transitional phase from going from like first location to second location.
Yep.
So like, and also coming into an industry where like I didn't know a lot. I wanted to get my hands dirty with everything.
Yeah.
I didn't want to just delegate everything right off the bat.
that's the hustle.
So I wanted to
You're
really
right.
learn everything
Actually,
from
you're right.
operations to marketing to everything, even something as simple as like booking in an event for this first year. But what you're saying,
Honestly, you're right.
I agree with you because now my role is changing to a little bit more like management and like, you know, being the front face and marketing
course.
and stuff.
And streamlining
where now
operations.
I should probably start delegating.
Oh, yeah. And
yeah.
also both of you said
100%.
something interesting about how athletes, even if you're off the game, business-wise, you can still be off the game. And then I don't know, it was one of you said something about discipline. It's always discipline in business. The most important thing, and the best way to get there is you gotta start with the discipline, the small things, like, you know, praying 5 times a day for us as Muslims,
100%.
Making your
hitting
bed.
the gym consistently. Hitting it's just like the small, and then you gotta go all the way up to business. And
Some
like,
people can't even clean their rooms.
exactly.
They don't have the discipline to clean their rooms, make themselves food, Uber Eats all the time. Like,
Exactly, and business is like the thing that requires the most self-discipline, and for you to get there, you have to like start from the bottom.
It's not an overnight thing.
Start from those
I'll tell
basic
everyone
tasks.
man.
Yeah.
It's a journey. It's a journey. It's a journey of like becoming the
Because
person that can do it.
It's like the ultimate form of self-improvement, I would say, is business. Like the
course.
highest form of self-improvement.
And it pays out the most. And I tell people, a business isn't a 9 to 5. You're not gonna get a
100%.
paycheck every 2
Oh,
weeks.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right. The difference between an entrepreneur and someone who works a job is I get paid when I work. Right, when I get shit done. Versus someone who's working a job, it's like you just gotta show up, right?
Oh yeah, and also
no hate to the employees.
No, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Yo, I'll be honest. A lot of people, that system works for them, and it's a system that majority of people are on. So obviously, if it's working, right?
Yeah.
But for someone like me, like I said, like I have a problem with like working for people in a way where it's like
you can't take shit. Like some people just can't take shit.
I can't. I'm big on respect, man. And a lot of people, when you're working for someone, like they'll give you that shit, and I realize that like I don't have the stomach for it.
Yeah.
So I just started this, bro.
Oh yeah, another thing with business is also like you gotta have a high stress tolerance.
100%.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I love that
yes.
you brought that up, bro, because
Yeah.
that is the one thing that I'm dealing with this year.
Yeah.
And I'm understanding that like if I'm the head of the snake and my stress tolerance is low, it will trickle its way down.
and it's a
into my-
24/7 game too.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like you
100%.
always stress. In a 9 to 5, you're only stressed if even if you have any stress, and a 9 to 5. After that, do whatever you're
After
like.
5,
Exactly.
all your problems
You know what I
out
mean?
the window.
You don't
It's
leave your
tomorrow's
business
problem.
at you. Your business comes home with you. I promise you.
Exactly.
Like, especially that first year,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
This room that you guys are sitting in, there was days where I slept here, like right here on this couch.
Yeah.
Like there was so many days where like I knew that I was gonna have to wake up and come back again in the morning. So I literally just knocked out here.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of work ethic any business requires for you to get it off the ground.
Yeah.
Deal with your recovery from burnout, because every entrepreneur goes through it.
Stepping for me was like stepping away and reevaluating my system and understanding that it wasn't working, acknowledging that first and foremost. Because a lot of people they'll burn out and they'll take that time off and go right back into that system, and it's like it doesn't work. For me, it was that trip I took with Akif to Brazil was actually the first time in like a year and a half I took more than like a day or 2 days off, and being out.
Let go. Like as a businessman, it's
Yeah.
hard to let go of like your operations, your head.
Yeah. No. How'd you let go? Like, did somebody force you, or was it like, okay, I gotta take it?
It's like stepping away from the phone, stepping away from the operations,
Yeah.
especially because you're doing it.
I just understood the trade-off because once you start understanding that how much you're losing because of this flawed system in which I'm burning out every month, 2 months, it's not like sustainable.
Yeah.
So when I understood that and I understood where I want to take my business, I really took that first month that we were in Brazil off, and I came back and I took another month off, really to just create like a good, healthy system when I'm waking up, when I'm sleeping, when to know just to let it go and come back to it tomorrow. Because a lot of the time it's so hard to do that when you're running a business. You just want to get it all done.
Yeah.
But that's what it was for me. Just like literally understanding that like I and my business are two separate entities.
100%.
A lot of people become their business. And
Oh yeah. I said sorry. I was gonna ask you. Sorry to cut you off. I was gonna say, were operations affected while you were in that phase of you taking that month off?
Of course, but you have to. It had to be done because at the end of the day, like if I'm leading this project, what if I have to be able to like have a system, bro. It's all it is. If I don't have a system and I'm just winging it, like it's not gonna work.
So your employees probably learned, okay, these are the things that were not good when you were not here. So maybe those are things that they can work on.
Most definitely, and it was a lot of like picking the right people to be here when I was gone too, which allowed those employees to now work their way up into management positions. That's what he said. Like now that I'm growing my business, I'm having to delegate certain things because I can't do everything alone. That was my biggest flaw too. I thought I could do absolutely everything alone.
Yeah.
Well, you also got to hire people who are better than you at certain things as well.
Very
Eventually,
true.
right? Like
Very,
that.
very
That's
true.
I think that's what. Again, my business partner's back here. Like I know jack shit about building websites, hosting websites, DNS, domain. Like we're using like cool software tools, innovating in the AI world. Like he knows way more about me than that, and so it's a good partnership, right? And it's like vice versa with like running ads and stuff on my end and him as well too. I think every business owner eventually gets to that point where like you have to be able to do at least 50% of a task yourself, but you got to realize that like there are A players and there's S tier players as well.
yes.
And like those S tier players are what really make or break the business at scale.
100%.
So that's kind of like what I'm moving into right now. Like we just hired a sales manager.
Most definitely. And I actually want to give a big shout out to my dad too here, man, because like he's been somebody that's helped me streamline a lot of that process. He's of business financially. He helped me understand how to get those loans and how to like get approved for those. Even just like
Pops, man.
big shout out to Pops, man. I'm be
Is he
honest.
in the business himself?
No, so he worked a job. He was working for IBM. He was an IT guy his whole life, and now he's here chilling.
How did he know all of that?
Because he had property business. Like he had a bunch of land and stuff.
See, I do hear the business.
Yeah, but nothing like this. Like nothing like this. So this was our first time doing it together, and I feel like I learned a lot from him. He learned a lot from me, and that's why we were able to put this whole thing together.
Well, that's an amazing.
Yeah, man. I ask because getting a loan is terrifying, especially with interest. It just
Absolutely.
terrifies me.
Oh yeah, absolutely, bro. It feels like your balls will drop when that payment comes up and you don't have the money to pay it. But the things I learned in those stages, like urgency, and like the level of urgency you need to have to get a task done, and like the lack of what procrastination can do to that, is what really elevated my game, bro. Like trust me.
These lessons you learned from your athletic career that you're now applying to business.
Yeah, man, consistency, determination, like perseverance, like things like that. Where, like, let's say in basketball, you're not getting the minutes you have. There was years where I wasn't, but I was putting in like 40 to 60 hours a week. That discipline right there is what translates here, because there might be weeks that you're not making your money. How do you bounce back from that? Are you letting that affect your mindset? Are you taking that into the next game? Basketball, there's this saying where it's like, just move on to the next play. Move on to the next play.
Yeah, next
you know
play.
what I mean? And it's like, don't worry about what you didn't do. Don't worry about where you messed up. Just focus about that next play. And those are the things that really helped me here, bro. I'll be honest. Like they really, really do.
That's amazing. And to wrap off the segment, I would like to ask you honestly, like now that you've built a successful empire, I'd say, what is some piece of advice that you would give to business owners or anybody trying to do their own thing going forward? And Yeah.
I by all means don't think I have an empire yet. I'm working towards it, but
Empire's 2 coming, you know, the second
Inshallah,
location is
you know,
coming, inshallah.
soon. But the one advice I would give to anybody that is starting their own business is to understand your market and to understand what your customer needs and how you can be different than your competition, right? If you come into a market and you give the same thing to the same people, like you might get that initial flow of people,
Yeah.
but it's not, you're gonna fizzle out. For me, having a product here, which is different than everyone else's, like, is really what separates me.
Different than all the other shisha lounges.
100%. Like, I've been to all of them, bro. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I personally, like, wouldn't want to be anywhere else other than here. Obviously, it depends if I'm going on like a date night, more fine dine, I'm going somewhere else. But if I'm with the boys, I'm coming to watch a game, or if I'm just going out with the guys, this environment is curated to really elevate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So, what screams fake entrepreneur
Penthouse.
or professional LARPer?
Oh,
Penthouse in Miami. That's the first one I'd say.
I'll tell you, they live in Miami, or they don't live in Miami. They live somewhere similar, and they have a 1-bedroom apartment. They call it a penthouse. Okay, they don't know how to smoke a cigar, and they're still posting photos on Instagram.
Oh yeah,
That's
that one.
That's a tell. That's a quick tell.
That's a big one.
Easiest thing.
Yeah.
Number 3, the biggest one, Cartier shades.
Oh,
Cartier
my
shades.
God! Don't get me started with that.
Damn, I need to return mine. No, but yeah. Hold on.
That was a direct attack right here,
Oh,
bro.
personal. I didn't even get to wear them yet, bro. Damn. Okay, well, I guess Gucci shades it is. Gucci's good.
I gotta see them, bro.
All right, well, I'll send you a pic.
As long as as long as you don't have a post dedicated to like Cartier shades or something.
Okay.
Oh, I know one.
This is Ray-Bans.
The guys.
Oh, okay.
the people-
Metas are okay.
Gentlemen,
Gentlemen.
here, so it's
Gentlemen.
different. It's different. It's a little different.
If you flex hard on your Instagram, you sell coaching and you don't actually give free value. LARP.
Easy.
100%. Yeah, no. And what's crazy, I feel like the biggest thing is when someone is too like materialistic, bro. Like they're trying to sell these like material items.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's what
You
I mean
know?
by flexing.
Yeah. And you can quickly tell, like a lot of these people that are posting selling these courses, you can tell like these are rentals. Like
Oh yeah.
like you
can just tell.
even like the private jet, like the where people rent them.
Charters. Yeah, it's 20K, but they split it with 16
With like 6
people.
guys, and you know what I mean. Now they're all taking 30 minutes and taking pictures and shit. So it's like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
100%.
they're doing
Vincent
it.
Fisher.
No.
Vincent Fisher.
He's saying,
He's like,
you know Vincent?
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know, Vincent,
Oh
I have
yeah.
like 3 other guys that are the same.
Oh
shit.
yeah.
No, but
Oh, yeah.
he's a G. He makes
Oh, yeah.
money.
No, but he got
He's a
exposed.
LARPer, but he makes a fuck
But he
ton
got
of money.
exposed, no, for like.
No, I know
being-
people who are on his offer. Like he
Sam
makes money.
Milsap.
What are your guys' thoughts on
Sam-
Iman?
Sam
What are
was
your thoughts on
peptide
Iman
affiliate.
Ghazi?
Sorry?
What are your thoughts
He's
on
the
Iman
G,
Ghazi?
bro.
Yeah.
Both of us got into the Asian speech because
He's
of
the
him.
first, technically the first mentor I paid. I was in college at the time. We split 1,000 CAD with me and 2 other buddies. Those 2 buddies, they didn't watch a single video. I watched the whole thing. I graduated from his agency navigator, and that was like really what gave me the kick that I needed.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's what that was.
Ayman is the Ayman is the G, man. He's the real one.
Jeez, that'll be
I
glad.
about-
listen to a lot of his shit. I
What
like
about
a lot of
Alex Hermosi?
it. He's a sales guy, right?
Hormozy's cool. Like I watch his stuff when like I really honestly I've been finding myself watching Hormozy's stuff when I need to like step back, like when I'm too far in the business. But like for like specific problems, I feel like his knowledge is too broad. Like I have 2 of his $100 million books.
Yeah.
And I read them all or those 2 and yeah, it's great, but it's like foundational base.
What's your biggest takeaway?
Biggest takeaway is pick the acquisition channel that's going to get you the highest return.
For me, I have to say my biggest takeaway from him is work the hardest and the best with what you have,
Yes.
That's a good
and
one.
make no excuses.
That's a very good one for sure. And then the last one here.
Since you said Vincent Fisher.
Oh, we got Vincent right back here.
Alright.
He looks like him.
Vincent is a LARPer, but he still makes money. Do you work out or no?
If I were to if I'm talking to someone like that one-on-one, then yeah, I mean, bro, the guy's made his bread. But when it comes to like in the online world, it's
What
kinda-
about
it's
if
not-
they made their money because of LARPing?
Hey, that's the
that's-
thing.
that's what
Smart.
it is.
There's that mindset. LARP until you like fake it till you make it.
Yeah,
I hate
yeah.
that. I feel
LARP,
like you
it's
shouldn't lie.
LARP or get LARPed. That's the
Get
term.
LARP. You gotta put that on a T-shirt, bro.
Yeah, LARP or get LARP.
LARP, but
Eclipse Lounge merch coming. LARP or get LARP.
No, 100%. And I'll tell you with those guys, I've talked to a couple like 100K followers and up.
Yeah.
Those guys, you can tell if they're genuinely smart. Like when you talk to them, they're a different person. They're not the same.
100%.
definitely.
How they are on camera versus how they're not on
Like,
camera
bro,
is
imagine KSI right now. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
he's like prime this, prime that. Like when he has a fight, like he's like very out and open. But bro, I guarantee his conversations in rooms like the room we're in right now, like very chill, very low key, and he's like a high level, high IQ individual.
And I think that is a sign of high intelligence, being able to like have those different versions of you in different roles.
It's the sacrifice you take. Like you're sacrificing your personality when you're on camera as a LARPer, but you're making a shit ton of money. If you can turn it off, then there's no problem.
From the perspective of like marketing, I think LARPers, like, you have to give them their flowers, because like you're selling
100%,
something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to, because at the end of the day, like you're a marketing genius.
Oh yeah,
You know
100%.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
These
Yeah.
successful LARPers, are they genuinely scamming people, or are they genuinely helping people?
Well, I think that's extremely subjective. But if they, I mean, just look at their student case studies and client results. Like if people are not making a return and they're complaining, the market's going to know that. Like just go to Reddit. A lot of these big gurus, like if you go to Reddit, there's actually forums on their courses and stuff.
I think it ultimately like depends on like just being ethical and believing in God. Because like if you don't lie, if you say the truth and you genuinely believe your product is gonna your product or service is gonna help people improve their lives and give them like an ROI, then it's all good.
I have one last question.
Yes, sir.
So did you start Eclipse for the money, or was there something else? And how did you find your sort of motivation? Because money can get you so far. You have to have something deeper within you. I kind of want to open the question to everyone. Like, you said, when you started Keep Up Media, when you started your agency, when you started Eclipse, like, how did you find that this was the actual thing? It was deeper than just money.
I think it's the beauty of building something, man. Like, it's like when you're building something, it's like the return you get of like coming back into your business week over week and seeing the growth.
Did you do it for the money?
No, not at all. I'll be absolutely honest with you. Before I touched $1, I had paid off my dad's loan. We paid off the mortgage. I retired my dad before I touched $1. That's why the first year when we're talking about like what made you almost quit, it was the fact that I was seeing all this money pouring in and none of it making its way to me. And that's what was like frustrating, because I'm like, I'm putting in all this work, and like I've now that I've learned everything, like I should be touching a little bit of this money, but since I never started it with the intention of money, I was able to go that whole first year without even checking to see if that money was hitting. And like I said, it followed, bro. It followed in like a plethora of different ways. There's like I rent out this room for people that stream now. You know, we have like high ticket sales into like the Tron Raptors guys that are in here, and it literally just started by me wanting to grow this and build this and really lay the foundation. Because if you're chasing money, you fuck up your foundation. That's what I think. You do it in a way where down the line it'll show where you didn't put that work in.
100%.
You know, I was too much of a people's pleaser. But when I came in here, like, and I had like a great team that I saw was working, then there was a lot of people that were taking advantage of that. And you know, like, you can't be a people pleaser when you're a business owner as well. You have to have your boundaries, what works, what doesn't, and that's what I learned later into my business, where it was like, if you give someone a hand, they'll take an arm. And you have to have that ability to like lay down the groundwork and like set those boundaries. You know.
I actually have 2 questions for Yusuf as well.
Yeah.
So Yusuf, actually, so this question is, there's a lot of influencers nowadays with a bunch of following, 40, 50K, maybe 60K, 100K. And I've seen a trend, even myself, I've been affected as a business owner, is these guys, they take advantage of business owners for their services, such as a videographer or content creator. Some of these influencers, they come in, they tell you, they give you false promises and tell you, hey, if you make these videos for me, I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna put you on game, I'm gonna give you a shout out. And this has happened to me too with some people actually in the city who have done that. I'm wondering if you've ever shared that experience, or or what are your thoughts on those type of people?
All the time. I think like the biggest red flag is that like if one of the first conversations you have going into a partnership is the fact that person's going to bring you referrals, or that person's going to put you on, nice it, done, bro. Because you can't play fair with unfair people. And you got to realize that if your experience has been with a few people where they're like trying to get you for a cheaper price for referrals and stuff, you haven't actually had enough volume of actual sales partnerships and conversations, because there are people out there who will actually ask you why your service or product is so cheap. Literally vice versa. Right? So you just, it's everyone will go through it, but it's just, you need more reps.
I've been in this situation with a guy of 60K, 70K followers. He's like, hey, come along. He just does marketing. Like, he's this yapper, professional yapper on social media, has like 60K followers, an influencer here. A lot of people have seen his face, and he comes in, he's like, hey, can you come record my session and give me a bunch of raw clips, and then we can figure out the deal. I don't usually like doing business that way. He told me to come in and do that with him. I did, and afterwards, when it came down to talking about money or how he's gonna compensate me for my time, he's like, you know what, would you rather take money from me, which I can give you, like being egotistical, I can give you, but you know, my shout out is worth more than the money you're asking for, even though it's not, right? And then I'm like, okay, and he's like, I can actually teach you, and I can give you these skills of talking on the camera and all of these things. You can come by. We're gonna shoot a lot. I'm like, okay, you know what? We can work with that. What happened afterwards? Completely ghosted me.
Yep.
No answer. He actually he gave me a shout out with another guy, and I got 0 leads, 0 follows from that shout out. The whole day was waste.
So I would have called him out on that after he did that, and see if you can get more compensation. But other than that, like it has to be, referral partnerships have to be written on paper. And if they don't hit a minimum quota, like there should be a fee there. Like, hey, if you're not able to bring us XYZ amount, here's the fee that is actually what we discussed. And it goes back to what I was saying. Don't play fair with unfair people. Like, we're here to make money so that we can build our own lives. Nobody cares about your wallet, your pocket, your family. Your mom is crying because of XYZ. Your brother's arm is broken in another country. You have to pay for medical care. Nobody cares except for you. So don't play fair with unfair people.
So for the audience, never let somebody exploit you. What are some of the things that they should keep in check before coming to agreement like this?
You gotta lay the groundwork for what your expectations are right off the bat, so no one can ever fuck you on the back.
Sometimes they may come off as blunt though,
but that's business.
Exactly.
That's what business is.
Nah, if you do it the right way and it's in your onboarding, setting expectations is a standard. Any smart business owner is totally fine with that. If they get turned off in the business relationship because of that, DQ them anyways. They're not somebody you should work with.
See, that's what I meant.
That's good advice for sure.
Because it's a communication method too. The way people respond to your messages, and if they're ducking certain things when it comes down to talking about compensation and these type of things, I think those are.
It's all about leverage. Like, look, you went there, you filmed all that stuff, and then you had pricing negotiations after.
Yeah.
If you filmed all that stuff and he needs that footage, don't give him the footage until you get a deal secured. Because you have something that he needs.
Exactly.
And I'll be honest, I've gotten pretty good at like filtering through like people that I know are just trying to come up off me versus knowing that like, okay, this might be a good like trade-off for me. It might not be money, but like, especially like when you're starting a business, like when I opened this place up, I don't say I did a lot of shit for free, but there were certain people that I was working with that I wasn't like sending them an invoice after. It was more so for the relationship. And that really helped me like I said, like grow myself out and have people treat this business like it was mine.
Reciprocity, like you always want to implement that.
So I think it's like if there's both sides to a coin. Where it's like you don't want to just shut your self off completely and like calculate every dollar and like make sure you're charging everybody for everything. I think that there's like a gray space in there where there's certain people that you can come off of and they can come off you. So it's a mutual trade. Those are the people that you should be working with for free if you want to say it.
But that was kind of like the similar situation that I was in. However, there was no reciprocation.
But there's like no one can tell me
it's different for him. It's different for him. It's not the same with you.
Okay, so
he runs a physical location. He has employees. You're a one-man team, or you have editors and stuff. But physically, you're a one-man team.
And also, technically, you're selling low ticket. With high ticket stuff, you don't fucking let them pay after.
You can't.
Oh yeah, hell no.
Oh no, I don't even do that anymore. But that was more of like a value exchange. Like he gives me value, I give him value. The value from his end.
But here's the thing: it's considered high ticket. You do it up front. If it
up front, of course. Sometimes things happen last minute, but it's a good thing to remember.
Serious business owners will pay you and do a value exchange.
For sure.
This guy's not a business owner though. He's a content creator. The problem lies with these content. Oh yeah,
100%.
They don't have money.
I've dealt with so many people now where it's like I genuinely feel like I could just like smell bullshit off.
Oh yeah.
Like they walk into the room and it's like the vibe. You know what
they get a condo or a car and they're
just the way
acting
they
like
carry themselves.
Oh yeah,
all that. There's so many guys where they'll come into this and they'll like immediately off bat. Like yesterday, they've got a huge event in here, right?
Oh yeah.
And there was a guy that came up to me. I know him. I don't want to say his name, but he owns a clothing brand in the city.
He owns a what?
A clothing brand. He has a good clothing brand. And he came up to me and first thing he says, like right off the bat, he's at the bar. He's like, yo, like, bro, remind me next time. I gotta get you that shirt. I've been trying to get you this free merch, bro. Let me know. Like, I gotta get you that. Right off bat, you want something from me.
Oh yeah.
And what you want right now is a free drink. So it's like you eventually figure out like pattern recognition, where it's like, okay, so these are the things that like you
cues.
see, and you just kind of it's all the same for everyone.
It's certain cues that some people give off because they want something.
Pattern recognition, bro. Trust me. And in the beginning, I learned the hard way. Like I was doing all these things, and I was like, oh fuck, like this guy didn't send me shit.
Similar thing. This guy who I was working out a deal with, he's like, yo, he dropped a little thing in there. Oh, I'm about to start this streaming thing, and I'm gonna be big and this and that. I'm gonna put you on, and indirectly he was asking for free videos, free
Yeah.
things until he, you know what I mean? Like
It's called selling fake dreams, bro.
selling fake dreams. I'm telling you, bro. That's what it
I'm
is.
telling you, and
Life.
you're good at it.
Yeah,
but
and then my last question for you, or both of you guys actually. So your niches, bro. Like, what are your thoughts on niches? Whether it's a marketing agency, it's a content creator, or somebody in the service-based business. How important is it for you to niche down and target one specific niche in your industry rather than trying to tackle all of them?
Yeah, you always want to build people who resonate with what you sell. The only way to do that is to actually speak to them, and so that's why niche is so important. I'll answer it from the perspective of an agency owner who's been in multiple niches. If you're targeting a saturated niche, that doesn't mean that niche doesn't work. There's actually a lot of demand. That's why it's saturated. What I like to do is with saturated niches, you need to go in with more of incentive. And so, like, for example, if you're an agency owner, you're working with med spas, extremely saturated, you should be doing a pay per booking model, right? You charge them a certain, because there's literally all the upside for the business owner, right? Versus like, I have this method that I've pushed to everybody that's asked me for advice with agencies. It's called unsaturated selling. Okay, picking pockets of the market with less sophisticated buyers that you can bring more value to and that have been burned by less agencies. That's why I'm in eye surgery. Like I spent 6 months literally studying eye surgery. At this point, like Ahmed, I was recommending what eye surgery procedure to get as if I'm a physician to this guy.
Because you've mastered that craft.
Yeah, bro. I've like it's obsession. Like I've sat in on surgery rooms. I got LASIK. My client literally cut open my eyes, bro. Like
That's crazy.
That's the obsession I went to understand this industry, and I'm looking to absolutely take it over. Right.
Oh,
so
I
you
see.
can go that way,
Yeah.
or you can go to the saturated way and absolutely print as well. I have a friend who works with mobile detailers.
Oh yeah.
Bro, like paper booking, and then he also has his retainer with that as well, and he's absolutely printing. So niche wise, weigh your pros and cons. If you're not experienced, don't go into a saturated niche because there's more people that have been burned and there's more firewalls put up. It's going to be very hard for you to get through unless you do a paper booking model.
I mostly agree with them. I have to say one thing though is also like everyone has unique selling points. You have to do that, niche down, and also like really take advantage of unique selling points.
Yeah.
And whatever is unique about you, maybe your case studies, whatever. If let's say, like for example, showing case studies is very important. If you don't have a case study, you can use yourself as a case study.
Yeah, but what about as a videographer, right? You have case studies from different niches. Is it a good idea for you to niche down? Like, let's just say I only want to work with auto detailers. I only want to work with med spas.
That's only if you're working with like high ticket sales.
Yeah.
This goes back to my I answered this actually in the middle of the podcast. So if you're local, your total addressable market isn't large enough for you to niche down into one section.
I see.
You're literally selling yourself short. If you are a local business, right? You need to just target your local area and go as wide as possible in that local area.
Got you.
You could niche down into high ticket local businesses instead of low ticket,
Or
but
even
going into med
service-based.
spa
Or even service-based businesses.
I mean, they're pretty much all service based.
Okay, got you.
In general, like it's kind of like what you're saying, like niche down and then use unique selling points to sell them on your service or offer or whatever it is. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense, and I think that would be valuable to our audience too. Because everybody's talking about niching down, but a lot of people don't even know what.
Nah, bro, you gotta weigh your pros and cons. If you're local, there's really no point. Like, there's niching down, but there's different ways of niching down.
And honestly, either way, it's gonna take a lot of time, and you're just gonna have to figure it out. And business takes a lot of time.
That's
and
one thing
how it
as
is.
well. If you're taking something to scale, the more niched you are, the actually easier it is to fulfill. Because every client is the same type of client. They need the same type of service. Versus if you're working with 10 different types of local businesses, they all have a different offer. They all have different lead forms, different CRMs, different fulfillment. Every time you onboard somebody, it's more of a headache. And there's more bottlenecks that you might not actually know.
And it's a different contract every single time.
No, that's
Think
game.
about
That's
it.
game right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Different proposal every single time. If we're just working
Yeah.
with real estate agents, it's the same proposal every single
Well, I
time.
mean, I work with a roofer. I work with a dog training center. I work with, they train kids how to swim, right? Like a pool business.
Got you.
Like, dude, like everything. I've gone through every kind of local business.
So a big thing is now a lot of people are talking about personal brands, right? Personal brands compared to having a professional brand. Should a business owner such as us also have their personal brand as well as their business brand, or should that be kind of combined into one or separate entities?
Yeah, I think it depends on what type of business you're doing. The personal brand is always strong. If you're always going to be closing your deals, like you're doing founder-led sales, as we call it, definitely build off your personal brand. And also, you have to ask yourself, like, do you see yourself doing what you're doing right now in 5 years? If the answer is yes, then 100% build it off your personal brand. Attaching a face is always better, especially in today's modern era. But if you're somebody who's kind of like testing the waters with like a different niche, or it's, you know, kind of enterprise level, then 100% building a company page separate from your personal brand. That's like one of the most important things.
I think it really depends on the business. For some people, like especially coaches, a personal brand is a lot better.
Yeah.
And for some people, like Eclipse launch, it's a lot better to have a business profile.
Yeah, you wouldn't like you wouldn't have your own.
So it really does just depend on the brand.
You know what's crazy, guys? This might be the first time in any of our episodes that I've been like this quiet because of the amount of game you guys are playing. Like I felt like I learned a lot from what you guys have been saying. So I definitely feel like the viewers are going to take away a lot of gems from this. So
Inshallah.
appreciate you guys, man. Like I definitely learned a lot. I hope you guys can learn a little bit from me.
Yeah, no,
100%.
I learned a lot.
Who knows? We might see Zed.
I'm not gonna lie, man. This was probably one of the best conversations I've had aside from podcasting. I feel like there's a lot of things you guys do well, and I'm glad you guys came onto the podcast today to share that with our viewers and give your viewers a chance to connect with you as well.
Yeah, thanks. So, it's an honor, man. Thanks for inviting us.
Of course. Appreciate everybody for tuning in for another episode of the Eclipse podcast. Big shout out to my guy Yusuf, Ahmed, and Bilal for coming through and dropping some real game today. This wasn't our usual episode. This was more about bringing straight value and knowledge. If you run a business or you're trying to start one, I hope you guys took some notes because a lot of the stuff that we broke down today, people are paying thousands of dollars for. And shout out as always to my guy Bilal, BT Productions, except today. He was in front of the camera. We got to see the man behind the magic for once. And if you watched this far, like, comment, and subscribe and share this with somebody that needs to hear it. And please let us know what guests you guys want to hear and what topics you guys want to hear. We got a lot more stuff coming this summer. I'm Zed Ali, your host, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.